Hey, my friend! So, do you sometimes wonder whether you should be looking at the camera, holding your phone, holding the camera, looking at the camera like this? Which way is the better way to record and why? So, we're going to talk about that in a second, but first, this. So, the real question is this: what are the strategies, techniques, and tools that you need to learn to generate residual income from the e-learning boom that's happening right now? My name is Jean-Serge and welcome to Course Income Secrets. All right, so I've been recording videos, lives, and story videos for like almost 4 years now, almost every day, and I used to, do different ways of recording. I would actually do things like this, where I would record a video and talk, and I would just be like my face with just one eye, and I would just talk like that, which has a kind of a difference to it, right? Or I would do this, and I would walk, and I would just record like this and like that, and I don't think I ever did this, but maybe I should sometime. But so the thing is that you don't know, right? You're learning things, you're trying things, you're seeing what others are doing, you're trying different things, and maybe you're wondering which is the best way, right? So one thing I can tell you is that the better way, or the most accepted way, is based on how it's always been done in the TV industries, movies, whatever. It's typically like this, right? Where your phone is just a little bit above your eye line, right? It's not like too high and not there, but it's right there. That's because you look more natural. It feels like people are just coming up to you and walking to you and talking to you, right? So that's the natural way. And the thing is that what I posted in there, what is it that this guy told me, right? What did he say that I remember to this day? It's kind of funny, but it's not really, it's not mean or anything. I was doing a video like this, right? And he just said, "Hey, buddy, put the camera up because I don't want to look up your nose." And that's what it was. He didn't want to look up my nose, right? And that made me realize that when you're holding the phone like this, I mean, you don't see up the nose because it's dark, whatever, but you never know. You could see, right? If there was light, you could see something, but regardless of that, it's the feeling that maybe somebody gets when they see that. They think to themselves, that's yucky, that's ugly, I don't want to see that, or whatever, right? So that's the thing that he told me, which I thought was relevant. I thought it was not a bad way to think about it, and not a bad way to remember that's, you don't want people to be seeing, there, right? So that over the time, it got me thinking, why does it matter? Why is it better like this than like this, right? And there's a couple things, right? And some of these, they're not verified. They're just kind of my thoughts, because I'm a little bit of a thinker. I put, things together and kind of come up with like some, explanations of things or whatever. So one of the things that I think is relevant is there's the whole concept of superiority, right? So if you're like this, people tend to see when they're watching your video, right, where you're up like this, and I'm looking up at the camera, it kind of looks like I'm below you, right? I'm not as important as you. I'm not as superior. I'm not as good. I don't know as much as you do. And you can approach me and you can feel kind of superior to me, or better, or not scared to talk to me or whatever, right? When I'm like this, it's kind of like I'm like superior to you. I'm higher than you. You're looking up at me, right? I'm smarter, bigger, stronger, whatever. And it's kind of like you're a child and I'm the adult, and I'm going to tell you what to do. And so I think that's the main reason why looking down at the camera is not good, because you give that impression to your audience. So you don't want to do that. You don't want your audience to think that you're somebody they can't talk to, that you're somebody that's going to punish them for doing something wrong or whatever, right? Just like maybe a parent would when you're a 5-year-old that's 4 feet tall, and you're looking up at your parents. Sure, you love your parents, you think they're great and everything, but you know that they have the power to make you do things or tell you you're doing something wrong or discipline you or whatever, right? So you don't want your audience to have any of those thoughts or any of those subconscious feelings, because they probably won't think it, but they're going to kind of feel it, right? And so, I mean, that's the main reasons that I think it's important. And the other thing is, if you do this, right, it's probably better than this, but it's not better than just being at kind of eyesight, right? Because eyesight means you're equals, you're able to work together, you'll listen, you're going to be open to their suggestions, to their comments, you're going to be interested in what they have to say. It's all about being an equal. All right, so I hope you got some value from this. If you know anybody who needs to hear the message, or just maybe they just don't know which way to set up their phone when they're doing a recording, then please go ahead and share this. I'm sure they're going to appreciate it, and I will too. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.